Well, it was a good run while it lasted. The Game of the Year has officially become a joke. Today I'm going to talk about why it's an absolute joke that Stellar Blade has not been nominated as Game of the Year, but instead they have nominated a card game and a fucking DLC. So, first of all, I want to preface this by saying I do like Elden Ring. I'm a big fan of Elden Ring, and I played the shit out of Elden Ring. But I do not think that Shadow of the Erdtree was even the best DLC in a FromSoft game. I personally thought that the Ring City, Ashes of Ariandel, the Old Hunters, even though I haven't played it, and even Artorias of the Abyss. I thought those were better DLCs than Shadow of the Erdtree, personally. So, like, how many people have replayed Shadow of the Erdtree more than once? That's what I want to know. How many people replay that game more than once? Because I can tell you right now, right off the top of my head, like, I've only done 4 playthroughs of Shadow of the Erdtree. I have not done... I'm on my 5th one right now, which is the Fire Knight playthrough, and I cannot, for the life of me, force myself to complete that playthrough. That's how bad it is. Meanwhile, the Ring City, I've done that countless times. I think I've done that DLC more than the number of fingers I have in my hands, which is, a lot. I've used a lot of different builds too, and it was fun. It was fun. I had a good time with it, which is more than what I could say about Shadow of the Erdtree. But yeah, no. Even if it was a good DLC and it was the best, it still does not deserve to be nominated for Game of the Year because it's a DLC. It's not it's an existing game, right? It's part of an existing game, of an existing IP. It should not be considered Game of the Year. So that alone is a reason for why it should be disqualified for Game of the Year. I believe. Now, Stellar Blade, on the other hand, is a standalone IP. It has been in development for about as long as Baldur's Gate 3, a game that has won Game of the Year last year. It is a standalone IP. It is every idea is original. Every idea is very unique. It's got a very great combat system, a hell of a lot better than Elden Ring's combat system. And yet, it was snubbed for Game of the Year, which is absolutely bullshit. So I'm going to give you my reasons why I believe this game is snubbed for Game of the Year. And I'm going to just tell you right now, the biggest reason why is politics. They consider the main protagonist, Eve, to be too attractive and too sexy. And in case you guys don't know, the modern audience, right? The modern audience doesn't like that. The modern audience doesn't like beautiful, attractive women. The modern audience likes ugly women. They like women that are fat, ugly, unattractive, kind of like them, right? Kind of like them. I'm just going to be real with you, right? That's the whole reason why. It's because she's a beautiful, attractive girl, and people, including the left, hates that. So that's the whole reason as to why this game's been snubbed for Game of the Year, even though it's a lot better and more deserving. That is why. That is the number one reason as to why it was snubbed for the Game of the Year. Because again, the combat system in this game is great. It's got a great combat system. It has a good story, amazing soundtrack. It was snubbed from Game of the Year because of this. And I just think it's absolutely petty, to be honest with you. It's absolutely petty that is the whole reason as to why. And if you notice as well, if you look at the Game of the Year, what games nominated have a beautiful, attractive girl? Not one of them. Not one of those games has a beautiful and an attractive female in their game. So it's like a pattern, right? You notice a pattern. And it was kind of the same thing with Baldur's Gate 3, right? Now, of course, many people might say... Now, I'm not saying that Baldur's Gate 3 had only ugly girls. I mean, let's be honest here. Shadowheart's fucking gorgeous. But, like, but if you look at her face, you notice how rigid her face is. She doesn't have that smooth face. She has that like masculine, sharp jawline to her face. And I notice every single Western game has females like that. It's a thing. Same thing with Aphrodite from Hades 2. She has like the sharp jawline that could like literally cut you. That's like something a male has, right? It's a masculine quality. Whereas with Eve and other girls in that are developed in by Eastern game companies, they all have the smooth faces. They're all more feminine. And for some reason, for the woke, they don't like that. So I think that this is the biggest reason, and I cannot think of any other reasons why this game is snubbed, other than for political reasons. So, it's disappointing, man. I used to actually think there was some legitimacy behind the Game Awards, but unfortunately, there is none. So personally, I consider Stellar Blade as my personal game of the year. It's an amazing game. It's a great combat system. I think they did a great job with the game. It just sucks that its success had to be snuffed out because of something so fucking petty. And we know that if it was any other character, we know if she was covered up, we know if she wasn't as attractive and as sexy as she is, then this game probably would have been nominated for Game of the Year. I'm very certain of that, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my rant. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below if you think Stellar Blade should have won. Should have been at least nominated for Game of the Year. And if you think that it should have won Game of the Year, then let me know, as well as leave a like on this video, subscribe to this channel if you have not already. I will be uploading more Stellar Blade content in the near future, while I await for the DLC for Lies of P, which I hope comes pretty soon. And I think that might be the only reason why I might watch the Game Awards, is to see if that DLC is announced. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.